Hello everyone, this is Ronnie. Hope you're doing well. Today I wanted to make a quick video about what I'm doing right now and some of the responses I've had to it. A quick weight loss update. I'm down to 160 pounds, so it's about a 21 pound weight loss or 20 pound weight loss in about 11 weeks, which is nearly 9 kilograms or something like that, 9 kilograms. And that was something that I consciously chose to do, and had some extra weight to lose, and I did a webinar about it. I might do that again about what I've been doing, exactly what I've been doing, because I know that a lot of people are looking to lose a bit of weight. And I've also at the same time I've been on this is day 46 of eating just mangoes right now, and so I've been getting quite a lot of feedback from people about those two things, and a lot of people have been telling me I'm looking better than ever, I'm looking younger, I'm looking healthier, and all that stuff. Which, thank you for that. I think part of that's probably the sunshine, like a little bit. I'm not very tanned, but a little bit of a tan. Losing a little bit of weight and all that kind of stuff. Just having been a bit more shaved and having my hair shorter and all that kind of stuff helps. So it's not huge. It's just small things like that, really. But some people have been a bit worried or concerned about me, and they've got in touch with me and said, "This is a bad. You're going down a bad path, or why are you so focused on your weight? Why are you even trying to lose weight and all that kind of stuff." And other people have been saying this is a dark. This go. This is a problem. You're going down a bad road and all that kind of stuff. And I completely see where people are coming from, and I think that whenever you do something like this, whenever you're restricting your diet, or even when it comes to restricting to a raw vegan diet, you have to be aware and make sure you're not just doing it for some kind of, you know, for the wrong reason, I suppose, that you're not just doing it because you want to fade away to nothing or something, um, or like it's just about weight loss, or it's just because you'll never keep it going if going to a raw vegan diet is just about weight loss. You're probably not going to sustain it if it's just about one thing alone. It's probably not going to work for you. You need to be doing this because you want to feel really good, and it makes you feel good, and you really feel happy on it. You really feel comfortable with it, and it gives you the energy for your life and the things that you want to do. You have to find multiple reasons to stay inspired and keep doing this. For me, there is so many multiple reasons to stay on this healthy path, from the mental health aspect of it, the physical health, um, how I feel each and every single moment, the ethical part of it. Um, One of the things I like is reducing, and especially with the mango diet, reducing the amount of thought process into eating, and reducing all the choices, reducing the stimulation effect from foods. People are going towards foods for a dopamine hit all the time. You get a dopamine hit from fruit, but it's way less than it would be from other foods. So people feel very strong emotions towards these foods, and they don't want to give them up because they don't want to give up the dopamine hit or the serotonin hit or whatever it is. I don't know the exact brain chemistry there. So I like the fact that it is a lower stimulation lifestyle. I think that leads to more happiness, quite frankly. And the other thing is, I love the community of people that is attracted to this diet, and I love the community. I love the events, and they're my favourite places to be. Really, my favourite things to go to. So that's where I am at right now with my feelings and thoughts towards a raw vegan diet. I don't see it as a weight loss thing. I think that any diet you can lose weight on, as long as you follow the principles of losing weight. It's very simple. It's very simple, but it's hard to do, and people aren't very clear on it. That's why I wanted to do the webinar, because I thought people aren't clear enough about what they're meant to be doing. So they end up trying different things out, but they don't understand what the principles are behind it and why it works. And if something did work for you, why it worked. and why when people say eat as much as you like and exercise and move your body, or eat as much carbohydrates, or eat as much raw food as you like, and or think positively, or all that stuff. None of that is what actually leads to weight loss. There's only one thing that leads to weight loss, and it's a calorie deficit. That's the only thing that ever leads to weight loss. Is being in a calorie deficit. Whether you choose to do that by doing a lot of exercise, or you choose to do that by reducing your caloric intake food-wise, or you do that by a combination of both, it's the same thing. And every single time, your body will resist that to some degree and will want to eat more, which is why it's a little bit difficult. It's easier on a raw food diet because the foods are the foods are less calorie dense. So there's more volume, makes you feel fuller. The foods are less addictive. There's so many good reasons raw food diet is good for helping to lose weight. And I went over that in the webinar, and I might try and either put that on this channel or do it another time. But what I'm doing right now with the mango thing and all that, you got to understand as well, like, I'm not looking for some kind of prize from doing this. I was interested, the first thing I was interested in, I know that I can sustain a raw vegan diet long term. I know I can do a raw vegan diet healthfully. It's the healthiest diet for me personally. I think it is for everyone, but I know that it's very challenging to do it for a lot of people to transition to it. I feel, and I've never really had any connection with eating disorders, wanting to eat less. Never had any major stress around that in my life, and I'm not really that keen on fasting or whatever. Like, I think I will do a long fast at one point in my life, but it's not something that I'm kind of. I would almost see it as like kind of a sacrifice. Like, it's something that you maybe do one time just because you might get some benefits out of it. Whether I would want to do one of these really long ones, 30 days or something, I'm not sure about that. But I don't see it as being a bad thing. Maybe once in your life, or a couple of times over a lifetime, to do a longer fast. But it's not something I'm interested in as a lifestyle or doing every day. I think the human body works best with food. I think food is meant to be in your body most of the time, and it's meant to be making its way through your body, and that is what we are as a creature, as an animal. We happen to be specialist fruit eaters because of our genetics, our background, and so we're meant to have fruit in and out of us all the time. And people have problems with eating fruit, and for some of that's maybe just because you've never eaten a lot of fruit in your life and now you're just starting. For other people, it'll be the combination, because they still have other things in their diet, but they'll still blame the fruit. It's really frustrating to me that people will say, well, I mostly eat fruit. Well, what else do you eat? Well, I also have this. Well, why is it you blame the fruit for your whatever digestive bloating or whatever it is people have? So, getting back to that, I don't think I'm at a high risk worry for, eating disorders or anything like that. Listen, at the end of the day, if you go away from the standard diet, a lot of people will see you as having an eating disorder. A lot of people will say, why aren't you just eating like everyone else, and why don't you just have, you just enjoy your life, why don't you just enjoy this stuff? Because it doesn't make you feel good. Like, same with alcohol and cigarettes. Why would I smoke a cigarette? Why? What? To get a temporary dopamine stimulation and give money to these companies and put smoke in your lungs? Why? There's zero benefit apart from a dopamine hit. Well, I don't want to get my dopamine hit from cigarettes. That's a waste of my energy, a waste of my mental focus, a waste of my health. I want to put that towards things that actually are good dopamine hits, like doing creative things, making a video I'm happy with or something, having a good conversation with someone, making some progress in my life, doing some exercise or activity. That's where I want to get my hit from, so that I'm really high on life and not high on stimulation, fake stimulation. Same with alcohol. Although I do see for many people the benefit of alcohol is it allows people to socialise and open up more, but I kind of want to be able to open up more without having that. That's my goal, and I'm not there yet. And I've never been an alcohol drinker for my entire life, but and I would say the few times that I've drank alcohol, it is easier to socialise. It is easier to open up, for sure. The critical mind thing goes away, and you're way more open to people and talking to people, and it is more fun. But I'd like to achieve that without the need for alcohol at some point, and I'm not there yet. But that's what I want. Actually, in the first few years of eating fruit, I was more like that, I think. But anyway, I don't see myself as a high risk. I don't think anyone needs to worry about me in terms of me going down a path and ending up with an eating disorder, or trying to get so skinny that I'm, underweight or anything like that. I'm really interested in sort of following the numbers, the conventional information. And a couple of years ago, my weight got to a point where it was actually in the unhealthy BMI range. So that's not good, because the unhealthy BMI range is probably higher than it should be. So I decided to just go back to eating a raw diet, but eat as much as I liked. And what I found was that I could sustain my weight eating as much as I liked on a raw diet, which is good news, which means I can sustain the weight I'm at. But it's not good news if you've got some extra weight to lose, and that wasn't comfortable. I didn't feel as good and all that stuff. So I'm glad to have lost 34 pounds since then, or 36 pounds since then, whatever it is. That was unnecessary, just fat on my body that I didn't need. What was the point in it being there? But I'm not underweight at all right now, not anywhere near it. So, and I don't feel like I'm restricted. If you have a conversation, I mean, some people have said to me, "Oh, you've not got a lot of energy in your videos or whatever." I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, we've been active. We've been swimming a lot. I've been doing quite a lot of work and making quite a lot of content and doing stuff. I don't know, like I'm not a total high energy. Like, I don't have a really high level of fitness. But to me, that's more about my fitness that I need to improve, and I'm doing that kind of gradually. I'm exercising every day, swimming every day, so I'm getting there slowly. And sometimes I just don't come across as high energy because it's the way I communicate. I'm not. I'm not very high. I don't have that communication style. I've not developed that, and talking to me always feels uncomfortable. Like, it's never been the easiest way of communicating for me, and probably prefer writing or even music, which isn't communicating, but those things seem easier to me than actually talking and trying to put these words together and say them out loud. There's something that I find a bit difficult about that. So I guess I might come across as low energy because of that. But I don't suggest any of you do a mono diet, really. Unless, I just, in a position here where it's the one fruit that really appeals to me, and it would be my staple fruit here anyway. So all I'm doing is cutting out a few things. And they're delicious and I enjoy it for now. And I also want, the message I want to come out from this is that people don't need to worry so much about, making sure you've got the exact number of, the handful of nuts and seeds a day, and the pound of greens every day, and all these things that people get concerned about, I need to have these or I don't have enough because fruit's deficient. You know, why do people think that? Fruit's not the deficient food. Fruit's full of nutrients. You know, and so people will say, the farmers are all bad and the soil's all bad. This isn't right. It's just not right. So I don't think I'm at risk of having an eating disorder, developing one. I've been on a raw vegan diet about 8 years, and I've never developed an eating disorder so far. And you know, some of the people that have got in touch with me, they want to give themselves excuses for why they go and smoke cigarettes, drink alcohol, take drugs, binge on other foods, because they want to see that as that's them living a big open life, a free life. That's not freedom. Having these addictions is not freedom. So when people come to me, and by the way, if you have cooked food in your diet and everything, I don't want to. I'm not judging you for it. I don't want to throw you out of my life. I'm not going to not be your friend. You know, it's nothing like that. But if you want to get down really to how I think and feel about cooked food privately, you know, when I'm not around lots of people that are eating cooked food and all that, if someone has tried to give it up and failed to give it up, it is a struggle. It's a really big struggle going raw, and you go through a lot of different emotions, and it's one of the toughest things I ever did in my life. And it's why I offer coaching and help for people, because it is really tough to do it. So the coaching is actually worth it. You know, it's not just like a scam kind of thing. Like, it's worth it, and I realise that it is worth it to people. So I offer it. At the same time, a lot of people, even with support, even with going to events, even with the education, sometimes people just go back to other things and go back to other foods, and then they try and justify it all, I guess, instead of just saying, you know, that they just chose to, or they wanted to, or they couldn't handle going raw, or whatever it was, which is fine. They maybe want to make out that actually they want to embrace life, and they want to do what they want, and they want to eat everything they want, and all that kind of stuff. But for me, I think a lot of these people let the cooked food win, and let the junk food win, and let all these things that I believe don't make people feel good reduce your quality of life, reduce how you feel in the moment, reduce how happy you are, reduce the function of your brain. All of those things, those foods that lead to disease over time and lead to problems over time, damage the body, that they allowed those foods to win the battle. They allowed those foods to win. And they don't choose to eat those foods. Those addictions make the choice. And I chose to get rid of those things from my diet. It was a very hard process, but I'm so glad that I did it. And I'm really, really glad that I did it. And I'm really glad that I'm raw. I should be much more grateful that I'm raw every single day. And for me, eating just mangoes, or eating just raw, or eating just raw is definitely not suffering to me. It's definitely not a restriction. It's definitely not giving anything up. To me, it's an abundant lifestyle. Eating just mangoes doesn't even feel like much of a restriction. You know, I feel like I'm getting rid of some of the other ties I had to other things, and I like it. And I'm not saying I'm going to do it for the rest of my life. I basically think people could, though. You know, you could do mono diets of fruit for long periods of time, and it wouldn't have any ill effect on your health, and would only have positive effect on your health. That's what I fully believe. So that's my update from what I'm doing. I don't think anyone needs to worry. Thank you for watching. Thanks for your encouragement. But I do say that it is right to be concerned if you know people that are starting to do fasting or mono diets or juice fasting, like there is a percentage of people for whom it is a smokescreen for other problems, but I don't think that that's me right now, and I think I'm doing okay. Anyway, thank you for watching. If any of you are interested in coming to UK Fruit Fest, we're still determined to put it on this year. We're going to change the offer a little bit so that people can put a deposit down and then they can hold off from the full payment till a little bit later till we work out fully what's happening. Go to fruitfest.co.uk/registration. Check out the Love Fruit podcast on Spotify, iTunes and everywhere else. If you're interested in coaching with me, I'll put a link down below for my personal email list and everything if you want more information about that. And we'll see you in the next video.